Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Let's Talk Jets Radio.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Jets Radio. We got a lot to talk about. Free agency is a week away. We got all kinds of nonsense going on, franchise tags, no tags, players to be had, players we don't want. At Talk Jets Radio, Instagram and Twitter. Let's Talk Jets Radio on YouTube. We thank everybody for all the support, all the follows, the listens, the feedback. We sincerely appreciate it. Mr. Primetime is running a little bit late because he is a baseball coach. So we have our A-lister, our celebrity is kicking it off. Tyrone, what is up, man?
What's going on, Tyson? About time, man. You know, I get to get my little spotlight, man. You know, I mean, you cut the check this week, everything is good. You know, and I'm just excited, bro. I'm excited to be a part of this family, you know, doing what we do, man. You know what I'm saying? Tuesday night special, baby. Let's go, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about, man, for sure. So I guess we'll start off with the easiest thing, and that's the Jets placed a franchise tag on Marcus May, which is no surprise whatsoever, $10.8 million or so. I mean, and then it gives them the ability to negotiate until July. So to me, it's an insurance policy. If they can't get a deal done, I think they're going to try very hard to get it done. But your thoughts on May, man?
I mean, you know, I've been saying this all along. I want May back. I think that, you know, he's definitely, you know what I'm saying, detrimental what they're trying to do this off season. And, you know, you want to keep a player that's been there, you know what I'm saying. I think that he's been one of, you know, not the top safety in the league, but he's been in the top 10. You know what I'm saying? When he's been healthy, he's showed he could be healthy. He's a great leader. You know, we have a young secondary. We're going to have a young secondary this season. So why not go ahead and give the man what he wants, you know, and then, come to find out the demand for him was going to be a lot higher than one thought it was going to be. You know, a lot of people said let him go out there and test the market, you know. He
well,
test
I'm not
the market,
so sure about that, man. There's some other safeties that are better than him that are out there too, though.
Yeah, I mean, but I just think that for the price you would have got him for, I think the other safety's going to go. They're going to command top dollar. I mean, what this market, I don't think Joe D wanted to play with that. I think that, you know, you don't want to go and have to sign another guy and bring him in. That's going to cost you more than what May has. May, you know, he's a locker room guy. The team loves him. The fan loves him. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to implement what's implemented. So I think that, you know, doing that, I'm happy with it. I'll really be honest with you. I'm happy with it. I see what I'm not happy about is your boy getting tagged, ruined my fucking free agency.
Allen Robinson.
So, yes, sir, Robert. Cheers, Chicago.
And this is kind of what, like, you know, when reality started smacking us in the face was about 2 weeks ago, where it's like, all right, you know, there's a very good chance that Godwin and Robinson are both going to get tagged, and we thought Galladay as well. Galladay did not. Godwin and Robinson did, and now there are some fans saying, well, fuck it, let's just trade for Allen Robinson. I'm out on that, dude. I love the player, but that's not the route I'm going with him, dude. Like, I don't want to give up draft assets and then make him one of the highest paid receivers in football. That's just too much for a player that I like, but you can't do it.
You can't, and this is the sad part, man. We actually got so hyped about that. But, you know what I'm saying, he's not going to sign with Chicago. He'll probably sign his tender. I don't know what the number is with that, but he's not going to sign with them because they're not going to give him what he wants. He doesn't want to be there. So, you know, that's just the thing about it. But you know, he's a talent. He's one of the most talented receivers in the league. You know, I think that with a competent quarterback, this kid with numbers will be crazy. You know, Galladay hitting the market is really something big. His numbers are going to go up. I still like Samuel. I still think that that's going to be the play for us. I know getting a guy like that, they may be trying to go for the guy at Tennessee, but you know, we need so many holes. But man, you know, let's go to the bread and butter, man. You know, the one guy that everybody wants is Thuney. He's gonna be a free agent.
Well, hold on. You're covering so much ground here, man. We gotta take it easy. You gotta slow your roll here. Let's go back to wide receivers. Let's go back to wide receivers for a second here. So Kenny Galladay is a big fish in the sea right now. Do you make a big push for him? Or do you say, you know what, Because now, based on who's available, dude, he's gonna probably be the highest paid receiver. I think probably in the free agency period. Do you make a big push for him, or do you say, you know what, let's go to Curtis Samuel? Like, how do you approach this?
I mean, me personally, you know what I'm saying? I'm going with Samuel first. I like Galladay. I would love to have him as a Jet. I think his ticket's going to be too high. I think that what we need in the needs that we have, I think, you know what I'm saying, I think that we have a young receiver in Mims. I think we can still get somebody like Fuller. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see making that push trying to get this guy in the building, and it's going to cost us $15 million a year plus. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see that. I just don't think that, you know, that's the move we make without securing the offensive line. I think if I'm Joe D, that's the first call I'm making. You know what I'm saying? Anything after that, you know, I'm gonna put my numbers out there. And I want to call and get a feeler. But, you know, bro, with Allen Robinson being off the board, bro, he's getting 14 to 15 million easily, bro, easily in a year with a low cap. So that just shows you he became the highest commodity in free agency receiver wise. So, you know, he's gonna get whatever he wants. So I don't want to get no bidding war with nobody. I don't want to be used to be somebody's bidding war. You know, if we can get him in a bidding for like 12 million, I'm definitely with that. But he's gonna, you know, his numbers are gonna be high, bro. And probably for him to want to come to us, it's gonna be probably about 15 million a year. I just don't see Jody doing that with the lack of everything else we have.
And that's what you wonder, where it's like now the market's been kind of limited a little bit. Where you have Samuel, you have Juju Smith-Schuster, you have Galladay. It's like, all right, then what's the sales pitch to Galladay? Are you selling Sam Darnold? Are you selling Zach Wilson? What are you selling? What are you making him buy in to come here? And I think that's going to make things a little bit challenging. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle it, man. I've been saying it for weeks. I think the uncertainty at quarterback plays against the Jets, which may make them pay more and pay that Jets tax. I think that still applies. And now with some of the big names off the block, and I'm real curious to see if a guy like Curtis Samuel gets more money now, dude. Like, will people overpay for these guys now? You know, is there going to be a bigger market for him now?
And I'm going to be really honest with you, and I know that we say this every year, and no one said we shouldn't do that. Yo, listen, we're going to have to pay the jet tax until we become a viable football team. Bottom line, this is what it is, and people need to understand that, man. Like, we're not a desirable place to go play at. You know what I'm saying? You know, our fans, you know what I'm saying, we buck ass wild, we love our team, but we'll boo you in a heartbeat. You know, our beat writers are fucking trash. You know, our owner is bipolar. You know, we just started to get some stability. So, no, I mean, no player that wants to win is going to come here, bro. That's just what that is. Now our people get that so confused why it's so hard to understand.
Well, I mean, you don't think – wait, hold on. You don't think the hiring of Rob Saleh changes that a little bit where players want to play for him?
I think that he was a solid defensive coach. With San Francisco, he's a player's coach, and he's been around the league, and he has a great reputation. But the Jets front office don't have a great reputation. You know what I'm saying? The Jets front office have a reputation of fucking players over. You know what I'm saying? Or getting players that don't want to pay them. That's what we've done.
This is a whole deal, but
no, it's not a whole new.
What is this negativity you're bringing to my free agency play here? What is this?
No,
wait.
It's
So
not,
now
wait.
Hold on. So you're bringing in all the ghosts of the past, and you're going to lay it on the door of Joe Douglas and Rob Saleh with your negativity?
No,
Come
it's
on,
the reality
man.
of who. But nah, man,
what's the reality? Who did the Jets fuck over? Jamal Adams? Jamal Adams burned the bridge to get out of here.
No. Oh, Simile. There's been a couple other players, man. That just
but you know what? You know who's going to get
bro.
the blame for all that? You know who's getting the blame for all that? Adam Gase. I don't think Joe Douglas is getting that rap, dude.
Well, I'm just being real, man. So, like, you know, people saying that he's not going to overpay. He's not going to overpay because he does. And don't get me wrong, I think Jody should have the opportunity. He shouldn't have to overpay, but I just think that for certain players, he's going to have to overpay. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. I mean, it's not having a new coach and having a GM. I think for the first time in a long time, we actually have some really competent people in the building that's going to change the culture. But as a player, looking at what the Jets have been for the last decade, you're going to look at it like, yo, listen. You know what I'm saying? You've shown me this, but is this going to be who you really are? You know what I'm saying? So it's going to take a little time. So, yeah, you're going to have to overpay some guys that you don't want to have to overpay. That's the nature of what of being a bad football team means, bro. That's what that is. And whether we have a good coach or not, even with a good draft, I still think that, you know what I'm saying, we're going to be a better football team, but getting those top-tier players, I don't think that we're going to be able to just go out there and say, yo, we're the Jets, you know what I'm saying, this is what we have, boom, 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 and we're going to offer you this, and we're going to stand by it. No, hell no. Why would I? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Your man out of Tampa Bay already said, bro, I want to win. I'd rather take less money and win.
I understand that, but you're looking at the rest of these guys. Some of these guys are hitting like free agency for the first time. Like Jonnu Smith, a tight end from the Titans, wasn't franchise tag. So do you make a pitch to him and say, listen, you know what? We'll give you $8, $9, $10 million a year to come here. Like, do you make that pitch to him? And what can you sell him to come here? I mean, at some point you got to say, listen, you know, it's easy to say, well, the general manager did this and this and that. You got to find a way to sell free agents and bring talent in here. The first vision is obviously money. You want to spend the money, you got to offer the money, but you also got to sell a vision and a plan. So what's the plan? Is it you know, talking about LaFleur's offense, how it's very player friendly? Do you take that approach? Like, how do we get these guys in the building, dude?
I mean, if we're talking about tight end, I'm definitely gonna be like, look at what San Francisco did with the tight ends. Kittle is one of the best tight ends in the league, and you know has been since he's been in the league. You know what I'm saying? He was only the 4th, 5th round pick. So you know our system is tight end friendly. So therefore, if you come here, we got you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna use you the right way, and you're gonna be able to, you know what I'm saying? You know, get some yak. But also, you can't sell a quarterback because you don't know who you're gonna have. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna tell them, like, look, you know what I'm saying? We'll have a young quarterback in here. You know what I'm saying? We're going to grow. Our offense is going to be, you know, player friendly. It's going to be, you know, quarterback friendly. We're going to run the football. We're going to play strong. You know, we're going to, you know, that's what I would sell them. That's because I think it's what they're going to end up doing. So I think that when it comes to that, I think if any player comes here, bro, they're coming in for the bag, man. They're coming in for the dream. They're coming for the bag. You know what I'm saying? We got enough money. We can offer you a really good contract. So if you have to offer a couple thousand more, that's what you're going to do. If you think you're getting a guy like Thuney coming in the building, you think you're going to offer him a regular contract? No, fuck no, bro. He's going to want that 15, 16
You want to hear my hot take?
Yes, sir.
I don't think the Jets get Thuney.
I don't think so either. Hey, bro, listen, I don't think so either. I just think that, bro, I think his price is going to be so crazy that Joe D's going to be like, look, man, I can't give you $18 million, bro. I can't give you $16 million, bro. I can give you $14. You know what I'm saying? I then on top of that, bro, like, wow, listen, this guy's been with a Class A winning organization, bro. It takes a lot to want to come to a team that you know that you might have problems, which I think we're actually going to be a better team. But I'm just talking about track record, bro. What we have put out the last 5 or 6 years. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to go off. You know, I would love for him. I would love for Jody to. I hope that's the first call he makes, and I hope Jody can get it done. But I'm honestly, in my heart, in my gut, I don't think we have a dog in the fight. I just don't think that we're on his radar unless they offer him something absolutely fucking retarded. Now I'm gonna tell you this: if they go get Thuney, I guarantee you, your boy Sam out the fucking door that day. He's gone. Listen, they're not gonna pay. Listen, because if you're getting a rookie quarterback, you're not going to pay any. You know, we're not paying anybody now. That's why you can do something like that if you plan on getting a rookie quarterback on a rookie deal. You're resetting the clock, so that major money is not going to be invested in that. So you can do something like that. I mean, you know, you take that money from Sam, and there's your Thuney's contract. You know what I'm saying?
No,
so
the Jets can afford Thuney. They can keep Sam and get Thuney too. I don't think they go hand in hand at all. To be honest with you, I just don't think. I'm fascinated about how Joe Douglas is going to handle this because if you go by supposedly everybody knows Joe Douglas. If you go by the Ravens blueprint and what they think he did there, he's not going out and spending big money on a player, dude. He's not going to break the bank for Thuney. He's not going to get a bidding war. He's going to set his line and say, you know what? I think you're worth $16 million a year. $16 million a year doesn't mean 18 or 19. It means 16. If you want more than that, I'm not going to sign you. Like, I'm curious to see if Joe Douglas actually changes his ways or his perceived ways because he hasn't really done it yet.
Well, I think also, though, you have to look at, too, it's been a lot of good guards being cut, you know what I'm saying, which is going to make the market, you know. And then, like I said, man, what the market being the way it is, a lot of teams aren't having money. But I'm going to say this, though. Like, I was listening to something the day or yesterday, and the guy said the Saints. He said, man, who is doing their books, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yep. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who are doing their books, man? Like, the Saints are, like 40, 50, now I think they're under like 40 or 50 million over the cap, right? And they're still able to sign people. It's like, bro, what kind of black magic are they doing down there? It's like,
yep.
bro, yeah, it's just crazy. So, yeah, you can fit anybody you want to. I just don't see that being a strategy. I mean, Joe D doesn't seem like the guy that's going to do something like that. But he's really enamored with Thuney. And then, you know, can you imagine him and you know, the big ticket on the same side, bro, for the next 4 years, man? That, you know, that and another guard solidifies your line, bro. The line is done. So I hope that's his major push. Plus, a lot of guys are getting cut. So but I don't want any mid-tier linemen. I don't want that. I want you to go for it, Thuney.
So, but here's the question, though. If the bidding for Thuney gets completely out of control, which I think it was, especially with Scherf getting tagged, do you say, you know what, let's go for a center who will probably cost less, the top center on the market, and then say, no, we'll go for like, you can move McGovern to guard, you can bring back other. Would you take that route and maybe say, you know, we'll draft one, we'll draft a guard? Would you take that route instead? Because it could be more cost efficient, or do you say, you know what, we need Thuney, we have to get him?
I mean, I think going with Lindsey would definitely be a good move because you have McGovern as a backup. You can move McGovern to guard, and then, you know what I'm saying, you have a solid starter plus a really solid backup. But I don't think he would come here. I think that, you know, you would offer the bag to him. I think he's looking for $11, $12 million a year. You know what I'm saying? For that, I think for that, for us, it'd be a steal. Because you need that. But I just think that Thuney's the guy that they want. I mean, you know, they were going to go hard on him last year. Well, but these are reports, though. So, you know, none of that shit makes any sense. None of that is actually, we don't even know if any of that's factual. Everyone said that Joe Douglas was enamored with him.
But I mean, if you look, it's just, let's go on what we know. What did he do last year? He didn't make any big splashes last year, and then everything he talks about is building through the draft. You don't build through free agency. He's been saying that till he's blue in the face. Now, my vision is you have $80 million. You better start spending some fucking money because we need some goddamn talent here. But if he says, listen, I'm gonna let the first big splash of free agency kind of play out. If somebody jumps out at me, great. If not, I'm just gonna let the market play a little bit, that's what he did last year. Then it's like, all right, then it's good.
But no, Tyson, listen, and I'm gonna tell you, man, and I know this is gonna be an unpopular opinion, but it's a smart play. I mean, listen. You have a lot of good players are going to get cut. You know what I'm saying? To get these seasons under the cap. By next week, it's going to be a lot. The market is going to be flooded with good players. So, you know what I'm saying? And then also I'm looking at it like this, too, as well. Like, why pay A-price money for B players? Listen, the best players on the team never hit the market, right? They like the reason we're so.
Well, it depends. This is a different year, man. I mean, you got the Steelers and Bud Dupree. You don't think Bud Dupree's a good player?
Tyson, that's what I'm saying.
Shaq Barrett?
Tyson, listen to what I'm saying. This has never happened, right? But 90% of the time, the best players never hit the market, right? Never.
Right.
Never you see these many good players hitting the market. It's because of the corona and the cap going down, everything else like that, right? So that's fine. What I'm saying to you is what happens now is you can get some really good players and you can build your whole team. He can take that $83 million and fix every problem on his team, second-tier players. You know what I'm saying? In the second wave of free agency. Some of the first, some of the second.
It depends. But listen, I understand what you're saying. But at some point, I don't want to settle, dude. Like, if there's a top-of-the-market guy that I know is going to significantly impact my team, I don't want to say, you know what? I'm going to go with plan C, D, and E because that's just more cost efficient. At some point, you want the top level talent, don't you?
Listen, absolutely. But receiver wise, I don't care about that. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not big on Juju. I'm just not big on him like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Allen Robinson was my first choice. Sammy was my second choice. Anything after that, I'm cool with. Whatever decision he makes after that, I'm gonna have to be cool with. Those are the two guys I really wanted. I think both of them top tier. You know what I'm saying? I think Thuney's top tier. I think Lindsey's top tier. I think a few guys that broke loose are better than what we had. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I thought some of the players we got last year were going to be solid, and they turned out not to be solid.
I didn't.
So I understand. I understand your argument of saying getting mid-level guys that, you know what I'm saying, you're sick of getting that. You know what I'm saying? So
Listen, I understand we need depth. So you obviously you need mid-tier guys to build up. A lot of mid-tier guys he signed last year were complete shit, and that's why most of them are going to get cut this year. So he's got to do a better job with the mid-tier guys. but you need top-level talent as well. So I know you got to pick and choose. You got to draft well. But, I mean, like, say, for example, if you don't want to get into the Kenny Golladay business, I mean, I think Curtis Samuel's a very good pick. But then you say, okay, listen, if you're gonna start – if you can't find answers on offense, then you know what? Then, hey, you know what? I make a play at Carl Lawson, dude. There's a shitload of pass rushers out there. So it's like, I know some people say, like we say, we want to focus on offense. But if you say we're not going to get the best bang for a buck on offense, well, we're going to say we feel more comfortable getting the second-tier guys because that's the right price range, then spend money on Carl Lawson. Or you have all these other pass rushers. There's like legitimate players that will make a big difference like this year.
Bruh. Hey, listen, there's no reason, and I mean this, bro. There is no reason for us not to get a pass rusher this year. There's no reason in free agency not to get a pass rusher. You have a lot of guys hitting the market that can actually help that you could probably get on a really decent contract. So get the guy like Lawson, Bud Dupree. You got to be in that mix because that's an issue we've had for so long. You can help your secondary by having a pass rush. We have, you know what I'm saying, we have some great inside stoppers. You know what I'm saying? We have that. We have good, you know what I'm saying? We need edge in pass rushers getting to the quarterback. They don't even got to constantly get there, but to disrupt what the quarterback wants to do, being able to get to the quarterback with 4. You know what I'm saying? This has never been an offseason when you had this many talented pass rushers available. Yep. I think last year it was like, 1 or 2? You know what I'm saying? Everybody vying for 2. Man, you have 5 or 6 legitimate pass rushers out here. You telling me we can't fucking get 1 and we're number 2 with number 2, you know what I'm saying, in cap money? That's crazy as hell, bro. There's no reason why we shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Bro, seriously, it's not even 5, bro, it's about 7 or 8 really good players.
Yeah, like Joe Douglas. I mean, he's got to have a plan, dude. Like, he has got to, like, that tampering period is what, March 15th. He's got to have a plan. Like, these are the first 6 people we're calling. He's got to just be aggressive as shit and get the guys he wants. And I understand the whole letting the market play out, but like these are guys where it's like, dude, this is game-breaking talent, elite level players that will make a significant difference this year. And a lot of them are young, dude. They're not even old. Like if they're guys in their 30s, you're like, all right, you know what? It's not really. We're not a win now team. A guy in their 30s, unless offensive linemen, aren't really a good fit for us. Like say for like a J.J. Watt made no sense for us. No sense whatsoever because we're not a win-now team. But you have young pass rushers, 25, 26 years old, getting into the peak of their career. Like, dude, that's a phenomenal opportunity, man.
Hey, bro, listen, you have no complaints from me at all. I mean, if you know, I understand offense need, you know, so we need to fix the line. And I definitely think he will address the line. I think that's very important. But I am definitely also serious, man. There is no reason why we shouldn't have a pass rusher or 2. I mean, we need that. You can get the rest of what you want. You can get the specialists in the draft. I don't have a problem with that. But why not secure one of those guys to be in a Jet uniform, man? Why not give a guy like Lawson or Bud Dupree or my man from Baltimore? Why not take a swing on
the guy from the Lions, dude?
Exactly, absolutely.
Romeo.
Bro. So listen, there is so many good players, man, gonna be free agents, bro. You know what I'm saying? That you can actually really, really help us, man. You know what I'm saying? That can really, really Judon. These players could come in, bro, and change exactly what we haven't had in so long. And I'm sorry, I really hope he has a game plan to at least get one of them. We're in a prime position for so many different things, but the one thing we have not had in this building in the last 20 years is a pass rusher. I mean, you know, and it's not 20, but it's well over 12, 13, 14. It's just crazy, bro. It makes no sense.
Haven't had a good general manager either.
Well, listen, man, I you know what I'm saying, I like Tannenbaum, man. That was my guy, man. You know what I'm saying? He did, you know, his draft pick was like he didn't mind moving up in the draft, bro. He's like, fuck that, we're going to get what we want. I could care less. You know what I'm saying? So he bought his Reavers, man. He bought his Brick, man. He bought us some good players, man. So I'm not gonna sit back in the trip, bro. All
right, so what we're gonna do is, Tyrone, you're gonna talk to some callers. I got to screen a shitload of them. So we're gonna start out with Dan in Howard Beach. Dan, what's up, man?
What's going on?
What's going on? Yo.
What's up, man? How you feeling, man?
I am stoked, man, because I was thinking something early this morning. I'm like, man, I can't wait for the 8:30 show tonight, man, just to see if you guys can see probably a different perspective on a possible Houston Watson trade to New York. So let's put something in perspective here, right? So who's more desperate, right? Houston or the Jets for a quarterback?
Houston. Easy. Hands down.
Hands down. Because, A, they're in the absolute worst predicament of probably all the NFL teams. They have a franchise quarterback, but the conundrum is that he doesn't want to be there. So now they have to look for a trading partner. So common sense says, you know what, the Jets are going to call out, do their due diligence. I don't think so. I think the Texans, they can't just go into the 2021 season with no quarterback to showcase, especially opening up, Reliance Stadium. Fans are going to flood in, and they have absolutely no product. They can't just have no quarterback to show. I think they're the ones that are going to call the Jets for that number 2 overall pick. They're the ones that are going to probably trade a farm, including Watson. So you're like, whoa, hold on a second, that doesn't even make sense. Carolina could call them and give them like a shitload of picks. But what good is all those picks if they have absolutely no quarterback to show for it? That's why, not for nothing, this was a blessing in disguise. Having the 2nd overall pick, and day by day, the stock is rising. Just wait until Wilson has his. Wait until Wilson has his freaking pro day. And again, I'm not high on Wilson. I'd rather have Fields. But the more I hear about this, the more I'm like, Watson may be a Jet when this is all said and done. Honestly, people might think I'm crazy with what I'm about to say. I honestly think Houston will call the Jets, give the Jets Watson and next year's first rounder for that 2nd overall pick.
Wow, bro! Listen, whoa! Listen, Dan. You know I love when you call, bro. You are one of my favorite callers, man. I love the way you break things down in your perspective. We're not getting that lucky, bro. We're not getting that lucky.
Wait. What was it? Let me hear this. Wait, let me hear this now. I had to screen some calls. Let's hear this.
Hello.
How's that noise?
What is? I don't know. So I thought it was one of your sound effects, bro.
No.
So Dan, let's hear this. Let's hear this pitch.
All right. So my whole thing is this. The Texans are the ones that are desperate, not the Jets. The Jets could choose from the litter of 3. Stay with Darnold, draft Zach Wilson or Justin Fields, or 3rd option, the fallback option in this scenario, is trade for Watson. But Houston, they have an enormous issue right now. They have a franchise quarterback that doesn't want to be there. So they need to get their franchise quarterback. They can't open the season with no one there.
Right.
So I think we spoke about it before because you had said, Carolina could trade as many draft picks as possible. But what good are all those draft picks if you don't have a quarterback in return?
Yep.
So now, to me, my thought process is the Jets aren't going to call the Texans. I think the Texans are going to call the Jets. Because as days go by, our stock is rising at 2. If the Jets are in love with Zach Wilson, then they'll hang up the phone on Houston. But I think Houston will call the Jets and say, look, we want Zach Wilson. We'll give you Watson and next year's first. What do you think, Tyson?
No,
I don't. As much as I said in the past.
I agree with you. Dude, I agree with you.
Crazy?
The thing is, because the thing is, it's just, the number 2 pick is the most marketable pick right now. It's the only thing you could sell your fan base. So listen, we don't want to get rid of Deshaun. He doesn't want to be here. We are stuck. The only way we can rebuild is with a quarterback, and we will get what we think is the 2nd best quarterback in this draft at number 2, and go and move on with Zach Wilson or whoever they think it is. And then it's like, the only other team could possibly be Miami if they say, you know what, there's 2 guys we feel comfortable with. Maybe they can maybe sell that vision. But the Jets are in the driver. If the Houston Texans really want to make a deal, the Jets are in the driver's seat, dude. But the only if is if Joe Douglas is willing to part with, say, 3 first-round picks. Because I still think he's going to take that.
No. Hold on.
I don't think so, man. I don't think it's going to. It's going to. As much as I would, if I'm Joe Douglas, I would. I would absolutely trade 3 first-rounders. I would.
Dan said they're going to trade us Deshaun Watson and give us a first rounder.
That's my thought process at this point. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Tyson.
Are you listening?
Oh, no.
That's what I'm saying,
not.
Tyson.
No.
Tyson, that's what I'm saying. That we're it's more tangible at that point, in my opinion, because the Texans are the desperate team, not the Jets.
They desperate. They ain't stupid. They're not gonna give away their franchise quarterback and draft picks. They need draft picks, dude. They need to rebuild, man.
Tyson, they are a stupid franchise. Did you see what they did last year?
Yeah, but they got a whole new general manager. They got a new general manager, new head coach,
have the
and
same
they
owner.
realize that. Yeah, but dude,
doesn't matter.
They also got
the same owner.
also got to try to. They have to overcome getting rid of their franchise quarterback, and they've got to sell some kind of project to their fan base and their season ticket holders. It can't be we're going to give away Sean Watson and draft picks. Yeah, dude, we got to give up stuff to get him, but I don't think it's. Crazy, man.
Honestly,
you had me for a minute, Dan. You really had me for a minute. But listen,
no, it's not about having. It's about looking for the Jets aren't desperate in this situation. They're not desperate.
I understand that.
They're not desperate.
Listen,
Look,
Houston,
in the cap space that we're going to have, the cap space is going to be tight this year. It's going to be really tight.
Damn, but
so now we're going to trade multiple draft picks. What's that?
I said, Dan, this is my whole point, though. There's no way Houston. Listen, Houston, you're correct in a lot of points you're making, and I'm not, and I agree with you on some of it. Like I do think that Houston is putting themselves in a bad situation. I think that we do have one of the probably the most important pick of the draft. I think that if Joe D wanted to if he wanted Deshaun Watson, if Houston was smart, we're the best suitable team for that. We have the second pick of the draft that can help them get a franchise quarterback. But there is no way on God's earth they're gonna send us Deshaun Watson and give us a first for that pick. That's never gonna happen, bro. There's no way that would happen.
You know what? I'm gonna stick to my cards at this point because they're desperate, not us. They want a franchise quarterback. They're not gonna trade with the Dolphins to settle on whoever's left. If they're gonna make a trade as such and pull the trigger, they have to trade with a team that they know that they're gonna get a quarterback that they covet. Now, if it's someone like Trey Lance, isn't that? Then of course, and they're gonna call the Jets. Look, you want Watson? Give us three, four first-round picks. And I'm not saying that Watson isn't worth it. Like I've called before, I'd give up the farm for Watson. But I just think, looking at it from an outside perspective, the Jets have three choices. The Texans don't.
But
they don't
Dan,
have
let
three
me ask you a
choices.
question. Okay, if the second pick is so valuable, right? Then why give them 4 first-round picks? Because that pick has to just because of the quality of what that pick is, right?
Or it could be straight up, Tyrone. It could be a straight-up trade. Give me your second overall pick, and I'll give you Watson. Just straight up, no multiple first-rounders. You're the one that needs a franchise quarterback in return for another franchise quarterback if you believe in him so much.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. The logical thinking was what you guys are thinking, and I've been on that boat for the longest. But this morning I'm thinking straight up epiphany. I'm like, whoa, hold on a second. The Jets are in the driver's seat. Teams are calling the Jets, not the other way around. I mean, we are in a great position right now. This is what makes next week, the opening of free agency, up until the draft and whatnot, makes it that much more beautiful with this whole entire drama playing out. I think we're gonna land our franchise quarterback, whether it's Wilson or Watson. I was a big Darnold fan, but Darnold's an afterthought, fellas. I think we've come to that conclusion. He's done.
Yep.
He's gone.
Except for prime time. He's the only one. Actually, no. Tyrone too. Tyrone hasn't either too. But
Nah.
Done, Tyrone. You gotta say bye-bye.
No.
Hey.
I'm gonna be real with you, man. I'm gonna be really honest with you, man. The more I listen, the more I think about it, man. It's just time to move on. It really is, man. Like I wanted to move back because I was looking at all those picks and what we could actually get. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't care what Sam does when he goes somewhere else. It's just time for that kid to, and I like Sam. And I want him to be successful, man. But with us, I just think it's either time to move on. If it's not Deshaun Watson, now I'm looking at Wilson being our quarterback this year, and I'm gonna support whatever Jody does. But it's just time to move on.
At this point, I don't even know if the Jets know exactly who they're getting, But I think 1 month from now, like 1 month, April 1st or 2nd or whatever the case is, I think they have to have an idea who their quarterback will be.
They'll have an idea in 3 weeks when the pro days are done, dude.
Yeah, but pro days are over. They'll have their decision right after that. I don't see no scenario Sam coming back. And I'm not going by Jody's interview and everyone's saying, assuming shit and all these so-called experts saying that. I'm just saying in general. I just think that it's time for Sam to move on. I think that they're looking at Wilson as a better prospect than Sam right now. Right. And and the funny part about it is all these guys break it down. You don't know what these guys are going to be. You know what? It's a crapshoot. You know what I'm saying? But if I had my, for sure bet, you know what I'm saying, I would hope that Deshaun Watson, because I know he's for sure, I've seen him do it. You know what I'm saying? And I think Sam probably could do it if he had in the right environment with the right offensive line, the right receivers, and a better coach.
Right.
He's been set up to fail, bro. I'm sorry, that's the truth. He's been given fucking nothing.
I think you guys are nailing it, and not for nothing. If we are going to draft a quarterback, they can't be cheap on the offensive line. You go get Thuney.
No, you can't.
You go and get him. Enough is enough. Go get him. Enough with the settling, especially on the offensive line. Dude, how many times do we have to look back in our history what a left guard did for us? Look, Pete Kendall back in the day, freaking Alan Faneca back in the day. I mean, let's stop fucking around with the offensive line. We got Becton in there. We got McGovern at center, whatnot. We have Clark he's like an up and coming whatever. But if we need like a stellar guy at left guard, man, come on. I'm done. Like Conklin, we should have gotten Conklin last year with the right tackle. I was all over that. All right, we didn't get him. But this is enough is enough with settling. I don't want no plan B. Joe Douglas,
I agree.
Why he was so cheap last year for this off season. This one right here. We got the number 2 overall pick. If you're going to go with a rookie quarterback, you protect the shit out of him. Go a la Sanchez on this.
You have
thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it.
All right, fellas. Have a great night.
Let's go.
All right, we're going to go to JJ. JJ, what's up, man?
What's going on, JJ?
What's going on, fellas? How you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. How you feeling, man?
Doing well, man. I'm pumped for free agency, man. Can't wait. Less than a week. You know what's crazy? As a baseball fan, I'm a diehard Mets fan, and free agency, like this all season, the top players didn't sign for like 2-3 months. So that's what I love about NFL free agency. These guys sign like the night it starts, so I'm pumped, man. But
I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. But
I'm sorry you're a Mets fan.
You know what? Oh, yeah, I know, man. It's all right, man. But I think it'll turn. Now we got Wilpons out of here, so we'll see what happens, man. But, yeah, man, Tyson, I agree with you what you were saying. I think I would rather go Lindsley over Thuney just because, like you were saying, you're kind of killing, you're fixing 2 holes at once because then you can move McGovern to guard where he's better anyway. You know what I mean? And he'll probably be like $5 million less a year or so. Thuney's probably going to get 15, 16. Lindsley maybe, 9, 10 maybe. So I think he's going to go that route if I had to choose. I think he would only go for Thuney at his price, and he's going to get paid. I think, believe it or not, our biggest competition for Thuney is going to be the Bengals because we know their line stinks. They have a lot of cap space. They're going to try and protect Burrow, and I believe he's from the Cincinnati area, so I think they're going to be heavy on him. But if we can get Lindsley and then you try and get a stud pass rusher, maybe like a Barrett, and then you get, if you can get a stud receiver, I'm not sure which one fits. I would love to get Galladay, but I'm just that's the thing is if you get Watson, that's why it would be so big, because then the free agent receivers they'll look at the Jets as a destination because you got a stud quarterback. It was Wilson. If you take Wilson, I don't know if that's gonna If you don't have Watson, people aren't going to say, all right, they got a rookie quarterback. I don't think it's going to be tough, man.
Yeah, but it depends on the vision you sell, though. Like if you're like I listened to Chris Sims, like his last 3 podcasts, and he's like, listen, Wilson is a phenomenal fit for LaFleur's offense. Like he will be a great fit. It's an easier offense. It's very quarterback friendly. It puts the ball in space, lets the guys make plays. So then you could sell that vision to a lot of like these receivers, and hopefully if you watch like Allen Robinson, unfortunately he's tagged. Allen Robinson like Zach Wilson. You know what I mean? So These players do their research.
I saw the podcast
they know the guy's coming up.
Yeah. I saw the podcast. I forgot where it was, but I saw when they were talking about Wilson. Allen Robinson's eyes lit up. I saw that.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but
these guys do their research too.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, would you invest? Well, what do you think about Galladay? You said Galladay earlier. Would you think? Would you invest?
I would love to get. Well, first you got to see what's up with the hip. The hip, he was out for a lot of, most of the year basically with the hip injury. So you got to check that out first. See if it's healed and how it's looking and everything. But yeah, that would definitely be my target, man. At receiver, I would love.
How much
to
a year?
Galladay.
How much a year do you give him though?
Oh, I mean the Jets. I mean we're gonna have to overpay. I mean it's gonna cost high teens, I would assume, at least probably to get Galladay. I'm thinking.
So what?
19, 20
Amari
million
Cooper
a year.
got what? Amari Cooper got what? 5 years, $100 million. Do you do something
I
like
think
that?
So, yeah,
or do you...
something like that.
No.
I don't,
you would give Galladay 5 years, $100 million? No, I'm sorry. I don't.
5 years, $90 million?
Hell no.
the thing that was funny with free agency, because everybody was praising Douglas when he got all these guys at bargain price, all these great players, and none of them panned out. The Perriman and McGovern and everybody was praising him. But I don't think he could go that route again. Especially if you're gonna have a young quarterback, where there's a slim chance you keep Darnold or you get Wilson. You gotta, you gotta protect him. You gotta get some weapons.
Shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta, it's.
All you doing by not protecting your quarterback is creating the same problem that you're going through with Sam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is the whole point. I don't care who you have as your quarterback. If you do not have a good offensive line or a solid offensive line, if you do not have talent and weapons around him, I don't care who your quarterback. If you do draft Wilson, if you have Deshaun Watson, you put him in the same situation you put him in with Sam. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem.
Exactly. It'll be the same thing. That's why if it was up to me, I would try and get both Dooney and Lindsley. To be honest with you, man, I would. Then imagine you have Becton,
fix the whole
Dooney,
line in one shot, huh?
Yeah. Then you got Lindsley. Then you move McGovern to guard. And then you keep Fant. That's a top 10. It's probably maybe better offensive line in the league. I would go all out. If it was me, I would get both of those big boys and switch that whole line right there, man. Then in the draft, you can go at 23. You can go. Receiver, you can go a corner. If a corner falls, early second round, you could even take a running back, the running back from Alabama or wherever.
Man.
It would just open up everything.
Hey, man, thank you for calling in, man. We appreciate it, bro. We got a lot of people on hold, bro. Thanks
Yeah,
for calling,
appreciate it.
man.
Have a good night,
Have a good night. You
Thanks
too, man. Have a good night, bro.
All right, man.
All right, we're going to go to Brandon in Phoenix. Brandon, what's up, man?
What's going on, Brandon?
Yo, what's going on? How you fellas doing?
Hey, doing good,
it's our
bro.
favorite time of year, man. This is the time of year when Jets always win, man. This is our prime time right now.
No, you're right, man.
Super Bowl, baby.
This is the best part about being a Jets fan. You get to rebuild the team every year. So, let me get on to. First off, my man who was saying Houston's going to give us a first round pick, he's crazy. Yep. So on the free agency tip, let me ask you guys this question. Is Kenny Galladay the type of receiver that you guys would consider a number one receiver? I mean, if we got Kenny Galladay, would you not want to draft Jamar Chase or something like that?
Galladay, to me personally, I don't think he's number one receiver, but he's better than what we had. That's the problem. See, that's the problem with giving him that kind of contract, because we don't have a number one. We basically all we ever really have with number twos. Nah, he's definitely not a number one in my book, but I think he's better than anything we've had. That's the problem with paying a guy like that. That's why a guy like that can command as much money as he wants to, because, you know what I'm saying, where you lack at, you know what I'm saying, he has the ability to do that. So, no, I definitely, I'm sorry. I would take him off my radar. I really would. Samuel would be the guy I'd go for. And that'll be it. What do you think, Tyson?
That's a really good question, man. That's a really good question. I mean, he's a player on the rise who had a bad year last year because he got hurt. I mean, if you're signing him as number one, dude. You're signing him as he's your legitimate go-to guy.
That's how I feel about it. If you're gonna back at the Brinks truck and get this guy big money, then that's just, to me, he's got to be a number one guy, and I don't see him that way. So if I'm Joe Douglas, the way I'm looking at this is, are these guys going to be on my team in 3 years? Because we're not winning the Super Bowl next year, and we ain't winning the Super Bowl the year after that. You know what I mean? So it's got to really be a 3-year plan to where it's like, okay, if I'm going to spend money on this guy, is this guy either going to help my young people develop, or is he going to let me evaluate my young players because now I have at least quality people in different positions? You know what I mean? Is this somebody who's going to help build our team for the future? So I agree with you, Tyson. I'd like to get one of the pass rushers. If we're going to chuck up some big money, I think Ngakoue, Barrett, one of those guys would be where I would want to spend the money at and give them a 3-4 year deal.
So then how do you handle – but then, like, our biggest issue right now at this team, well, there's a ton of them, but the biggest issue is the offense is gross. So how do we upgrade the talent around either Darnold or Wilson? Like, I'm assuming it's going to be Wilson, but like we have, Crowder is, a veteran, Wiley veteran. Mims is pretty much unproven, and then we have what? So how do we say, let's not let happen to Wilson what happened to Darnold? What receivers are you putting around this kid to let this kid flourish and become better?
I pay Davis. I pay Corey Davis. I wouldn't pay him top dollar, but if you could get Corey Davis, that'd be a good look. And then you got to go down the list of free agent wide receivers. I would maybe take a look at that tight end from the Rams, Everett. He's a free agent. He can play.
I like Smith. I like the guy from the Titans, man. That guy's a beast.
Yeah, somebody like that in that kind of realm. AB is a free agent. I wouldn't bring him in. I'm just looking through a list right now to see who else. Sammy Watkins is going to be out there.
Come on, man.
Don't
give me that Sammy Watkins shit.
Yeah,
come on.
What about
that's the reach part.
Yeah, Keelan Cole's out there from the Jacks. Marvin Jones is a free agent wide receiver too.
Yeah, but are we looking? But are these guys band-aids and stopgaps, or are these guys answers? Like Curtis Samuel makes sense to me. Corey Davis, a little bit more risk there. I can understand that. I mean, Juju, I'm not as high on him as everybody else is.
Nah, not at all.
But those are guys that are going to be here for a while. Though. Like they're at least legitimate guys that have proven something, or like you can sell. Like when you start getting those other names, dude, where it's like, oh, maybe this, maybe that, then it's like, all right, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, that's what I'm saying. You don't want to spend, if you don't see any of the guys that you just named, if you don't think they're a number one, you know what I'm saying? If you don't think they're a number one receiver, then you shouldn't be paying them any more than, $12,
but here's my question. What is Mims right now?
Well, we don't know. So that's why I say we should try to get at least one of those guys, whether it be Davis, Juju, maybe Aguilar, or somebody like that, and bring them in. But you're going to have to pay, and that's the thing.
But that's the problem. Why would you? See, this is the problem right here I have. Why would you pay a guy that you know is going to come in as a number two? That you're going to pay him number one money, but actually he's a number two. You know what I'm saying?
That's why, because I'm going to answer your question real quick, Tyrone, because we don't have anybody. You already said that. We don't have any talent at wide receiver. We don't have anything proven. We've got a decent slot receiver in Crowder, and that's it. That's all we got. So any one of those guys I just named would be an upgrade over what Perriman gave us last year, and would be an upgrade over what Mims gave us last year. So, beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, but would you overpay somebody that can't fulfill that number one spot? See, this would be my philosophy. You know what I'm saying? You bring in another guy, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a guy like Fuller, take a fly on a guy like somebody like that, or bring in Samuels, you bring in somebody like that really will excel in this offense. Then you draft a guy. I don't even know if we're going to, our second first round pick or probably till our second round pick, or maybe move back or something like that, or maybe move back in the second and grab a guy. And what about grabbing one of those young guys and put that faith in him? I'd rather draft someone that we could bring in because it's a deep draft. So I wouldn't mind getting one or two guys, but I don't want to sign somebody that I know can't fulfill the needs that we need for this team.
What's our need though? This everybody's so focused on a number one receiver. How about we have three very good receivers, and they all work off of each other? Like you don't need to have an all-star cast of receivers. You need three good receivers. So, but that's how you go about doing it, though.
Get a couple bodies,
Yep.
But here's the question I was going to ask you guys. What do you think about in the draft if we went with with the number 2? What do you guys think about getting a quarterback with our second first-round pick? Do you think Lance or Mac Jones or whoever would be of the 5 quarterbacks that could go in the first round? Do you think one of those 2 guys will still be on the board when we're picking with our second first-round pick?
Why settle for less?
Why do that? Yeah, I mean, bro, Tyson's been saying that for weeks, bro, and I have to agree with him. Why take a chance? Why take that kind of chance? You know what I'm saying?
Give me the best option available.
You're not gonna know.
Let me tell you. All right, this is why. Because I agree that Zach Wilson is a good quarterback prospect, and I think it's cool that Chris Sims thinks he's the number 1 quarterback. But in reality, he's a 1-year starter. Not a 1-year starter, but excuse me. He has 1 great year. Okay, and he's a little undersized for the NFL. And I'm not saying that the kid can't ball, and I wouldn't be mad if the Jets picked him at number 2. But I think if you look back at the history of the draft, the person that goes, the second quarterback taken or the first quarterback taken might not end up being the best quarterback. Eli got picked ahead of Big Ben. You know what I'm saying? So these things happen, and for some reason, I think we got to get it out of our minds that it's a 95% chance that Zach Wilson is a 12-year starter. You know what I'm saying?
Brandon, we don't think that. I don't think that at all, dude. I think they're all a lottery ticket. They're all a crapshoot. I don't give a shit. Their name is Trey or Mac or Zach. I don't give a shit. It's all a chance. There's no. As a Jet fan, I've already learned that no matter what everybody tells me, I got to see it to believe it. But the one thing I do know is I want my best option at 2. That's what I want.
I'll be right in a second.
I don't think it makes sense to try to gamble
get
like
all
that.
Cute
listen,
and shit.
Listen. At the end of the day, man, listen, bro, and trust me, bro, we have no clue who's going to be a solid quarterback. But I don't want to take the quarterback. If I'm going to take a quarterback, I'm taking the quarterback at 2. I'm not waiting at 23 and see, hope and pray somebody might be there. That is well beyond dangerous. That's just kind of crazy. So I think we overrate these quarterbacks in a lot of scenarios, and I think that people absolutely.
We shot our wide over Sam. If we just would have stayed disciplined and not traded up for Sam, and we believed all this hype and this, that, and the third, and we just would have picked. Lamar still would have been on the board, and we just would have picked Lamar. We would have been way better off.
Don't even give me this shit. Are you fucking giving me this mindset shit?
But listen to me. Listen to me, though.
Come on, man.
Even if we pick Drew Lock or something like that, we'd be in the same
position.
Bro,
listen. Hold on, bro. Let me bro. Hold on, bro. You can't say that, bro. I don't care if we would have picked Patrick Mahomes, bro. If you put a quarterback in the same situation you put that Sam was drafted into, bro. No offensive line, no receivers, no offensive-minded, 3 offensive coordinators, 2 head coaches. Listen, man, I'm not defending the kid, but bro, listen, I don't care who you are. You can't win like that. That's not winning football.
You can't wait for a quarterback. This is just
any quarterback.
The whole idea, let's just sit and wait for a quarterback later on. You're in a situation, you're finally in a position where you can take your pick of the litter minus Trevor Lawrence. Like, you can say, this is my guy, and you can get him. Like, why wait and play games with it? Like what is to say, oh, you know what, I can get the best option, but fuck that. Let's get the third or fourth best option. Why? Like, we're in a position to not do that for once. We don't have to trade up. We don't have to do shit. It's in our lap. We're here. You want Zach Wilson? He's yours. You want Trey Lance? He's yours. You want Justin Fields? He's yours. Problem solved. You don't have to argue with nobody. You don't have to fight with nobody. He's yours. Done deal.
I agree with you on that one, Pimp. I'm sorry.
I hear what you're saying. All I'm saying, I'm gonna get off. All I'm saying is this: is that if we can get a premium pick, if we can get a premium player who we are sure of is going to be a blue chipper, and then maybe get and then end up with Trey Lance or Mac Jones at the end of the first round, I'm telling you, it might not be the worst thing.
You just told us there's no guarantees in the draft. We don't know. There is no guarantees. So now all of a sudden you're going to take the guarantee that you know that we don't know who that is, and then get Trey Lance later? Who's the guaranteed great player that we know of?
And what if all of those quarterbacks are off the board? So what do you do at 23?
There's a run.
Like,
I don't think all 5 of them. I don't think all 5 are going to be gone by then. That's what I believe.
Bullshit.
Listen, in that case, I'd rather them trade back and keep Sam. Say that. Because what you're trying to do, bro, is crazy, bro.
I mean, I hear you out, but I'm just saying, like, that, it's just another way of thinking about it, where if we were to come away with, Sewell and then Trey Lance and then somebody else at the second round.
It's not, but to me, it's just not realistic, though.
Would be happy with that.
So
That's all I'm saying.
Look at all these teams that everybody's listing for Sam. Like, oh, just trade Sam to the 49ers or to Washington or to the Bears. All these teams. Guess what? They're all in the market for a quarterback. So if Sam doesn't go there, guess where they're getting their quarterback in?
The 49ers
are
in the market for a quarterback.
The fuck they're not. I think Jimmy Garoppolo's gone, dude. Come on.
Jimmy Garoppolo will be right back there. They don't have a better option.
He'll be in New England.
Dude, what about New England?
They're like
New England will pick a quarterback.
There are so many teams looking for a quarterback right now. The
you
Carolina
think
Panthers.
Quarterback?
Carolina Panthers at 8.
That's 3. There's 3 teams.
Yeah,
Carolina.
And then guess what's going to happen, dude? As the draft plays out, guess what teams do? They say, oh, shit, Justin Fields is still there. I'm going to trade up and get my guy. I'm not going to sit and say, no, the Jets need a quarterback at 23. Let's all sit and wait for them first. Like, fuck that. We're going to go get our guy. I'm not going to sit around and wait until 23 for my quarterback. Absolutely not. No way in hell.
We'll see. Well, I'm just saying is it's just another way of thinking about it. And if it was me,
not my way of thinking about it.
Or if somebody told me the Jets ended up with Trey Lance, and then Santi Samuel Jr. or something like that with their first second round pick, I'd be happy. I'd be more happy with that than I would be if I got Zach Wilson and then let's say Jalen Waddle or somebody like that. I'm coming with my second first round pick.
It depends. But see, the thing is, it depends on how you evaluate the quarterback, how you rank your quarterbacks. You're like, I'd rather have. Basically, what you're saying is you're happy with Trey Lance over Zach Wilson. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm happy with.
That's exactly what you're saying.
Well, in Trey Lance. No. Listen, because I'm just saying I'd rather have one of those blue chip guys from the top.
Yeah, but I'd rather have the best quarterback available, the most important position on the field. I don't want to settle for less at quarterback so I can get a fucking lineman. The most important spot's quarterback. Why settle for less?
But I'm not settling for less. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That sometimes it's not the difference.
So you're saying that Zach Wilson and Trey Lance. You're saying Zach Wilson and Trey Lance are basically 1A and 1AA.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Then how else do you look at it?
What I'm saying is that's the outcome of their career. You know what I'm saying? It's not. There's a chance that it's not that big of a gap. Because a lot of times quarterbacks they get selected.
And there's a chance it's a monumental gap.
So we'll see how it plays out. But that's all I'm going to say.
Have a good night,
thanks for calling, man. Yo, I think I'm fucking lost right now, bro.
No, I understand what he's trying to say. You get excellent value at 2. Say you take schools, you're getting the best there, and then you get your quarterback later on. But I can't take that chance. Can you imagine they're sitting there, Tyrone, watching pick after pick, like, all right, the Jets didn't take a quarterback yet, and now they're going off the board because teams all need quarterbacks. There's so many teams need a young quarterback. I mean, I'd be drunker than a barnyard rat.
Do you know what kind of bonfire there'll be, bro? We sat around here and we took a play, we didn't trade back, and then so we waited for a quarterback at the end of the first round. Pick number 23, and all 5 of the ones we want are gone. Nah, man, you can't. Nobody GMs like that. That's just crazy. I mean, if we want in the need for a quarterback, it'd be something different. If you took a flyer on somebody, bro, you take a chance like that. That's no way we can do that, man. That's crazy. But I mean, great call. I understand what he was talking about, but hey, no, that's not gonna work.
Next up is John in Atlanta, who's got unfinished business with Tyrone, I think.
What's going on, OG, Triple OG?
What's up, everybody? The big guys in the building. How's everybody doing today?
Hey, doing good, man. Yo, this free agent talk, man. How you feeling, bro? What you thinking, man?
Man, I'm good. Hope everybody's safe and in good health, family wise. Free agents wise, hey, we just got to wait. People got tagged today. Out Robinson and Godwin is the only 2 that I really want. I don't want to touch Galladay. He's hurt too much. He's unpredictable. I don't understand what that call is saying. Give him 5 years, $100 million of Marvin money. I wouldn't even do that. He'd be like, if you get a 2-3 year deal, you need a prove deal for me. How much he's always hurt. But I'm going to comment want to comment on a couple of things. Dan, his statement of us giving number 2 and getting Deshaun in at number 1 from Houston is outrageous. That's number 1 right there. That's like do you understand the perception Houston will look like if they just got a number 2 pick and then give us a first for next year in Deshaun? That's the same reason why. That's the same reason why Houston won't. That's the same reason why Houston won't trade with Miami, because they're just getting back their 3rd pick that they gave them in their trade. So that makes no sense. But for the last caller, y'all getting on him, but I kind of see what he was saying. He pretty much was saying how on the number 2 pick, either a top wide receiver, Kyle Pitts, or somebody else at 2, right? And then later on, you can either Matt Jones or Trask or somebody else.
Why settle? I don't understand it.
Tyson, listen.
It makes no fucking sense to me.
It doesn't. But if you want to gamble like that, if you think, hey, I just need more weapons and a serviceable quarterback,
hold on, Tyrone.
I kind of see where he was going.
It makes no sense. So wait, let me see. Let me get weapons for the 3rd or 4th best option at quarterback. How about you get the quarterback and then get the weapons for him? Get the fucking quarterback. It's the most important position. Why settle?
I agree.
Like everybody, now all of a sudden, you want the best receiver available. You want the best lineman available.
What he was saying. If you want to go on FanDuel and go to the casinos and gamble that way, that's your prerogative. I don't think Joe D's going to do that. But what he was saying is, I'd rather get a top weapon at 2 and then gamble at 23 is what he was saying. And some GMs will do it. I wouldn't do it.
But why? You know what? But here's the difference,
Jets way, though. That's the old
Jets way. But we're not. Fuck the old Jets way. Finally, we want to be competent and smart for once. If you're going to gamble, I want the best gamble with the best educated decision at quarterback. That's at 2, because I know that means that Joe Douglas is picking the guy he legitimately, no doubt, wants. Not somebody that fell in his lap. Not the 3rd option. Not the 4th option. The best quarterback available to him this is his guy. Not how the draft played out. Like, that's crazy, dude. That to me, I would be out of my mind.
That really is. I mean, you don't want to.
I'm sitting here and I'm like, no, I wouldn't do it. But then if you take yourself and look at what he was saying, it was only thing he was saying is it's another perspective and it's a gamble.
No, it's not a perspective though.
I wouldn't be willing to take that gamble though.
It's insane.
In that case, man. In that case, you should have said keep Sam, bro. I mean, there's no way I want the 3rd or 4th best quarterback, on Joe D's board. And I don't think nobody would draft that way. I understand what he's saying about getting premium talent. Yes, I would love to have one of those top tier receivers or old boy Pitts. I would love to have one of those, once in a lifetime type playmakers. But if you have to make a decision between a playmaker and a quarterback, and you feel this guy is the guy, then you got to grab that guy. You don't wait to see if he's going to be there. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You know what I mean? Listen, he said earlier we shouldn't have traded up when we traded up to get Sam. Listen, no one in their right fucking mind thought Sam Darnold was going to be on the board when we drafted. Nobody.
Nope.
Nobody. If you go back and look at the fucking video, Sam Darnold had on a Browns fucking tie, bro. He had a brown tie.
He should have.
Like, you know what I mean?
Sam should have been the number 1 pick.
Exactly. So why would you take a chance in that, bro? So, you know what I'm saying? It's just what it is, man. So one last thing, John, you know what I'm saying? Let me ask you another question. Defensive players, who would you grab defensively, man? Like, who was your top pass rusher that you would like, the Jets to pursue in free agents?
To be honest with you, I don't even know who's going to hit free agency. I didn't look at the tag wire or nothing else. But I heard you say Shaq Barrett out of Tampa. I'll go after him.
Yep.
Judon I like, but didn't Judon get hurt?
I think he did.
He was hurt. He was hurt. No. He played majority of the season though, bro. He was out like a game or so, bro. But Judon is solid, bro.
I think towards like the end of the year, Judon got hurt. I think it was towards the end of the year, but like at this point in time, anybody's better than what we had in the last couple of years. So I can't even get mad if they signed the 2nd or 3rd rate tier pass rusher or even on the second day of free agency. We haven't had a pass rusher in years you got to emphasize the S on years. So anyone we get is an upgrade than what we got. I'm just worried about who's going to get our linebacker.
I'm just hoping they pursue it, though. I'm being honest with you. But thanks for calling, John, man. Appreciate you, baby. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk this week, though, bro.
Yeah, like I said before, the invitation is still out there for the Atlanta game. So if y'all make it, hit me up, let me know. I already told you.
I'm down for sure.
So.
Hey, bro, I'm going to be there. Don't even worry about it, man. I'm going to be there for sure. Hey, Tyson, man, anytime you say party and Jets, his ass is there, bro. He'll make a way. So don't even worry about that.
Have a good night, John.
All right, have a good one. The big guys out.
Yeah, just don't buy.
All right.
Just don't be the one buying the alcohol because you're going to be broke.
Next up is Jason in California. Jason, what's up, man?
What's going on, Jason? How you doing, there, bro?
How you guys? Doing good, my man. How about you guys?
Man, free agency starting next week, baby. Living the life.
Oh, yeah, man, dude. I love free agency, man. It's always my birthday month. So the Jets, can't wait to see what the Jets is going to give me for my birthday.
Well, happy early birthday, bro. So who are you liking in free agency, man? Who would you like for the Jets to pursue?
Well, to be honest, the way it's looking so far, weapons are looking thin right now. So, to be honest, if I was the Jets, I would go for build this offensive line and get this pass rusher and this defense fixed, and then focus my weapons on depending on what you do with the second-round pick. I mean, the second pick of the draft. If you go for QB, then I would like for them to push forward. Trade up and go for wide receivers because we need weapons.
So wait a minute.
Okay, well, let me
understand. Wait, hold on, Tyrone. So you're going to go in free agency. You're going to go offensive line and defense, and then in the draft, you're going to draft your playmakers. Is that your approach?
Well, I was assuming they would go for like one or two receivers just in case something doesn't go. I would see one or two receivers, but I don't think they'll be able to get those top tier receivers. Because I think all the other teams are going to be able to beat us in that category.
Yeah,
why would they beat us? We got cap money.
Nah, but I mean, I'm just saying though, like paying that kind of money. I understand what he's saying, Tyson. I mean, like he's saying that they're more viable. They're more viable. Like the coach will definitely be able to get who they want to come in the building. Teams like that will be able to get the top tier guys because they got money as well. I think Jacksonville also is going to be another viable place where people want to go to and play too. So what you were saying though is maybe grab somebody in the second tier receiver wise.
Yeah, like get like second and thirds, a bunch, like one or two second and thirds, and maybe I know it could be a risk, but draft one of these high. Maybe trade up and draft one of these high receivers and see if they could become a number one for us. I know that's a little bit risky, but if it pays off, we could be our offense could be hugely.
Well, what's crazy is the dude Bateman just had his pro day, right? He's 6'2". I think they had him going early first round, man. I mean, early second round, I'm sorry. But, he ran a 4.3. He ran a 4.39. His whole stock just changed. You know what I'm saying? He just went from a second rounder to a straight first rounder. So, but he might be there at 23. You know what I'm saying? But also, I like the kid out of Florida. I forgot his name, but kid is a straight monster, man. He was killing at the Senior Bowl. So I think I think that we can actually get somebody in the second round that could actually come in. And I think Tyson made a good point earlier, man. I don't know if we need. A true number one. And we got 3 number 2s, man. That's just as good as a number 1. You know what I'm saying? We can get guys. This offense is going to be receiver friendly, so guys are going to be open. Any defensive players you like?
Right. The pass rusher, man. When I looked today, I never knew how much pass rusher we had. If the Jets don't get a pass rusher, man, it's going to be an F, just automatically F for not addressing that when there's so many pass rushers out here. There's no excuse. That's literally, if he has 3 main things. Get weapons for this whoever's a QB, build his offensive line, and get a pass rusher. If he doesn't get one of those 3 things, he gets an F automatically for me, at least.
Hey, bro, listen, if he don't get a pass rusher, bro, he definitely gonna get an F in my book, man. It's too many out there, bro. You're absolutely correct. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think 1, 2, and 3 of what you just said. I think if he doesn't do all 3 of those, he probably can get an F in my book. I just think that this is the time to really, to do some of that, especially the route you said we're talking about going. We're going with some of the second-tier receivers, man. Definitely. What do you think, Tykes?
No, I mean it's definitely some interesting points, man, on how to approach receivers and everything else. Jason, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, bro. You have a good night, man. Call.
You too, guys. Jet up.
All right, we'll keep cruising along here. We're gonna go to Mike in Jersey City.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Mike? How you doing, man?
You all right?
Yeah, I'm right.
How you feeling, bro?
I'm all right. Just, I think what's unfolded today and the people we've seen who've gotten tagged, because I think a lot of people kind of forgot about the taggings and, everything that's happening. It's kind of like when you look at food and, your eyes are bigger than your stomach, you kind of forget about the tagging. So with that being said, a lot of guys got tagged today, right? Allen Robinson, he's gone. He's no longer an option. Brandon Scherf, he's no longer an option. Because I think, would you guys safely said he would have been the better option than Tunney, or who did you guys pick?
Thuney? I mean, I wanted Thuney. That's I still want him, but.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't mind Sheriff though, bro. I ain't even gonna lie, man. He's just straight savage. But either one of those two, bro, you have no complaints from me. So now,
right.
Straight Tooney.
Right. So I mean, it's from what we hear. Apparently they will not use the tag. The Patriots will not use a tag this year. But who knows? I think last year someone mentioned that they used it last second. But with that being said, I think it just kind of goes towards the argument of I've been beaten like a dead horse here. We got to have restraint with if we do kind of make a move for Watson. You can't be giving him a boatload because it's after today, people got tagged, and it's not even to say okay, we all biasly on a biased aspect say, okay, people are going to want to come to the Jets. And I believe they will, right? I believe they will. I think a lot of people have respect for Saleh and the coaching staff he's put together, and they will want to come here. But, that doesn't mean that, okay, money doesn't talk, and, okay, if someone's offering something better somewhere else, they're not going to go and get that bag, in that other destination. So, I want Watson just as much as the other guy. I think, as Dan has said before, I think for whatever reason, I don't know why, but Zach Wilson's stock keeps going up. I mean, I've seen now reports saying, okay, Urban Meyer apparently had a couple dinners with the kid and went to see him twice apparently now, and he hasn't even had his pro day, right? So his stock is going to keep going up. So I think Jets fans that are saying, okay, something is in the bag. Okay, Darnold not playing next year is in the bag. Zach Wilson being drafted by us is in the bag, or Fields or Lance. I can't see why someone would say that any of this is in the bag. I mean,
nobody's saying. I don't think anybody's saying. Dude, I don't think anybody's saying, because honestly, I don't think the Jets know themselves, dude. I think the Jets are going to wait till all these pro days so they actually can see the kids throw, work them out, and talk to them. I don't think they even know what they want to do at this point.
Well, but I mean, I don't know. Twitter seems to think that, okay, this, depending on what they want, this is in the bag, this is in the bag, this is in the bag. I'm just like, Let's look back at last year's Twitter with free agency. It was pretty much almost all of it was wrong. Oh yeah, 100%.
And you got to understand something, bro. Joe D's a methodical guy, man. Listen, he's not gonna show his hand, man. If you realize, man, Joe D has no leaks, bro, none. nothing gets out they don't want out, bro. So, of course they're going to, if people take that comment, well, I'll take a call for Sam. Yeah, you know why he's saying that, bro? Because he's pumping up that number 2 pick. He doesn't know what he's going to do yet. You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't want nobody to know, oh, yeah, well, I'm taking the quarterback at number 2. So, that brings down the value of Sam. That brings down the value of that pick. If people don't know what you're going to do with that pick, they're going to offer more. So, I think at this moment right now, they have no clue what they're going to do after the pro days. I think he's really going to evaluate every quarterback and make his decision then. Now if Houston gives a call and say, look, man, we'll take your 2 and your 23rd, we'll give you Deshaun Watson, I think he'll be like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that's what it is, man. I don't think that, all that talk on Twitter and all these experts talking, I don't think no one knows shit. I don't think Joe D's really letting nothing out the bag at all.
No, 100%. And so my next question for all of you guys over there, I have 2 questions. Okay, next week when FA opens, who's going to be our, just random prediction of who's going to be our first sign? Who do you think is going to be our – who do you think, like, when Schefter, when all these guys say, okay, Jets have this guy in the door, will you be surprised or not surprised? Who is that?
That's a good question.
Who's that person?
That is a good question. Hey, because, waiting for that Schefter to pop up on your phone, bro, I'm telling you, bro, I be loving that shit. So, me personally, man, I'll go real quick. I hope it's Tony. You know what I'm saying? I hope that they find a way to get him in the building for like $14, $15 million a year. I hope Jody works it out, or Lindsey, one of those 2 guys right there.
14 or $15 million a year for Thuney?
Hey, man.
Your mind?
Hey, listen, bro. Hey, listen, man. I can hope, bro.
Giving you a discounted price?
Don't fuck up my hope, man. Don't fuck up my dream, bro. Let me dream a little bit, Tyson. Let me enjoy my dream.
In what world is Thuney getting $14 million a year?
I know. I'm just saying he's probably gonna get 18. I'm just saying, hopefully, man. I'm just saying, with the market being down, yeah, he's probably gonna get 18. But either him or Lindsey will be my choice, bro. I'll be honest with you. Those 2 guys, I'll be ecstatic with that.
Well, what did Conklin get? Like 3 years, 40-something, 45, 40-something, some shit.
Nah. Yeah, but hold on. But wasn't it only $27 million guaranteed though? Something like that.
Look, I think Thuney's gonna get a ransom, man. It's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah,
everyone's gonna be play. I just like what I don't know. Everyone's gonna be so many teams are gonna be in play for that guy, and it's just like I don't know how confident I am, if he's even gonna step in our door or not, but. And, the other thing, like, they just got that guy, the offensive tackle from the Titans, right? So anyone who in the mock draft had Sewell going to the Finns, is that off the board for them now? Just nobody knows. Nobody has a clue. And,
So who's your first person? What's your prediction, Mike?
I think I can't be specific, but I think we get an edge in the door first before Thuney. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, because I think Joe Douglas knows that guy's going to be such a hot commodity that he doesn't want to get this guy in the door first and kind of give, let the price get out of what the Jets are offering first, so that, he can kind of hone in on, okay, who's the first team to get his what was their price shown. I think we're going to get an edge in the door first. I don't know who that might be, whether it might be Barrett or the guy from the Lions that was just, let be known that he's going to go to free agency. Yep. Yeah. I would also love, as you mentioned earlier, would love to see just maybe them flirt with like Jonnu Smith or Hunter Henry. That'd be pretty nice. Did we
sign them? Shit.
Yeah, yeah. Eventually, absolutely. But did we already release Griffin, or I didn't?
Not yet.
Pick, which I'm surprised about. I don't know why we haven't done that. But
they have plenty of cap space, dude. They have plenty of cap space. They don't do nickel and dime shit now. You get his replacement first, then you cut him.
Oh, true. Second question is, do you think that? Oh shit! I'm having memory loss here. Okay. Oh, second question. the rumors of like, you know, Zach Wilson's stock going up and everything else. Right now with everything that's happened, do your predictions on what the Jets do with at number 2, have they stayed the same or have they kind of shifted a little bit for you guys?
I'm waiting for the pro days, dude. I'm waiting to see all this play out because I just want to see how all this plays out with the hype, the hoopla. It's just, I think it's just too early, dude. It's too early to predict the number 2 pick, and then to get to see what happens to free agency. It's just there's so much can happen still. I mean, what do you think, Tyrone?
I mean, I think the same thing. I think they're going to wait till, the pro days, and they're going to really make their decision. Unless Houston makes a decision before them, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, I think this is what it's going to be. I don't think right now you don't have to. I think that this decision is going to be a big one. So I don't think they're going to rush it. That's why I think they're really going to try to really understand who's going to be, the right guy, the right fit, because if you get this wrong, that's your job, that's your team to set us back. So I think that they're going to go through this whole process, take their time with it, and then make an educated decision on who's the best moving forward. And, that could be Sam in some eyes, that could be, Wilson, that could be Fields, it could be anybody, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? I think that this decision is extremely important.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. And the last thing I'm going to say before I bounce is just like I think as Jets fans, we all can agree that, come pro day, I mean, we will all gladly take all 4, known quarterbacks that have at least put a name out there for analysts and beat writers, from Mac Jones to Wilson, Fields, Lance, that they all have like an epic freaking day, and it just drives our number 2 through the roof, I mean, it's a win-win, right? We could take one of those guys, or it's like, yeah, Houston, come and get your new guy and give us Watson right now, So,
Mike, great call, man.
Right,
we finally had a call. We didn't argue. This is amazing.
Hey, thanks, Mike, man. Have a good night, bro.
Fresh air. All right.
Have a good night.
Good night, bro.
So, Tyler, we got to bring Primetime on now.
Oh, he's finally here?
He's been here for a bit, I think.
As soon as I joined, I heard you dropping F-bombs on who is it? I think John in Atlanta. So curious what I missed before that.
What's up, Coach? How you doing tonight, bro?
What's up, man? Any waffles ready tonight, or are they on the way?
Nah. Listen, Primetime, you gotta listen to your man Dan from Howard Beach, man. My man Dan is the guy. My man Dan, your boy Tyson agreed with him at first. He was like, "Yeah, man, Houston gonna give us Deshaun Watson, and they're gonna give us their first round pick for the second pick of the draft."
Wait, what?
Like, yes.
Wait. We're getting Deshaun Watson and a first round pick?
And the first round pick for the second pick of the draft.
Wow, sign me up.
So Primetime, did anything surprise you, say, with the franchise tags?
Not really. A little bit surprising, I guess, that Galladay didn't get tagged. I know I'm seeing a ton of Jet fans are all about him right now. I'm curious, though, for anybody that's actually watched a little bit more film, just kind of like looking at the raw numbers, because I don't really see too many games with the Lions. I see his highlights and whatnot, but his catch percentage is ridiculously low, like compared to like other guys like Godwin, even Allen Robinson, who didn't have a good quarterback with him all these years. He's still around 70%. Godwin last year, I know he had Brady and he's working out of the slot. It's a little bit different, but he was up near 77%. And almost every year, Galladay's in the the high 50s, low 60 range. So I'm curious, if he just struggles to get separation or what it is, why his percentage is so low. Because, it's not like he hasn't had the quarterback. He's had Stafford with him. So I'm curious for anybody that's watched him a little bit more. But I don't see them paying big money for a wide receiver. The more and more things go on, I feel like we're going to sign somebody. The first guy I think is going to be Sherman. I think that's going to be the first guy through the door, somebody that, Saleh knows, somebody on the defensive side, that's going to be his leader. We talked last night a little bit about Kyle Juszczyk. I could see him coming along as one of the first few signings. And I point to the front seven and all the holes that we have, other than Mosley and Quinnen. I mean, do we have any solidified starters there yet? So as much as I want to put all of our assets and resources towards the offense, I still have a funny feeling they're going to sign somebody, whether it's, a pass rusher or a coverage linebacker, which we don't have. I know the Titans guy, Jayon Brown, he's going to be a free agent. He's elite in coverage. Maybe they go after somebody like him. I just have a sneaky feeling that they're going to make a big investment at something in the front seven.
Hey, Primetime, what do you think about the offensive line? What's your opinion on that? What do you think their direction will be starting off at?
Yeah, dude, that's got to be priority number one. At least the offense. I mean, solidifying the interior. I think you can live again with Fan for another year. You can escape that contract whenever you need to, but solidify that interior. You know, if you can get Lindsley and Tooney, I mean, I know you'd be paying a ton of money to do it, but I'd be fine with that because I still feel confident that you could address wide receiver in the draft. With 5 picks within the first 3 rounds, you could easily get, 2 potential starters, with those picks. So, as long as that's their approach and, they know going in that, getting weapons is going to be the priority in the draft, I think you can shift your resources towards just solidifying the O-line and, having proven pieces in place for whoever your quarterback's going to be.
So, Primetime, say we didn't get Lindsey or we didn't get Tooney. Who's somebody else that the under the radar guy do you think we could get in and make a major impact for us?
I know the talk with the Eagles about potentially getting rid of Brandon Brooks. The Giants with Kevin Zeitler, he could be available. Gabe Jackson, I know there's talk about him. So I mean, for me, there's just such a drop off. I know the contract will probably be a lot less, probably even half of what Tooney's making, but again, just for the sake of whoever our quarterback is, go out, overspend at least at this one position and go get the best guy. So, I feel like they should be willing to overspend for Tooney. I probably wouldn't take that same approach with Lindsley, though. I think there are guys that you could get in the draft, that you can mold behind McGovern if you want to take that approach. So I think there's ways to do it. But, for me, again, if you're going to overspend at one position, it's got to be the O-line.
You think Tooney gets $18 million?
He might. I mean, Conklin's contract, Tyson mentioned, that was 3 years, $42 million, so that was 14 per. And again, typically guards don't make more than tackles, but I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a market for him this year.
Wow. That's why I love your breakdowns, Primetime.
Next up, we're going to Dave in Richmond. David, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. How you doing, Dave?
Can't complain. Just looking ready for this free agency, fellas. I'm looking at, putting money into the defense and in the offensive line and free agency. One name, I don't think he got tagged, but was the kid from Cincinnati, Lawson, the edge rusher. I like him, and I like him with the new defense we got coming in, 4-3 defense. We put him on the edge, put him next to Quentin Williams and let them wreak havoc. But we also need cornerback play. So that's the key mark for me is who we going to get playing corner, whether we get somebody from out the draft or out the free agency. That's a big question mark right there for us for the defense going forward.
I agree. I like Lawson. So what do you think, Tyrone?
I love Lawson. I just think that if you saw the picture of him today, bro, he was all like cut up, bro. He was like, "Yo, open."
I seen it.
Yeah, you seen that, right? Yeah, absolutely.
I seen it.
And one of the callers that called in a while ago said this, bro. I'm sorry, and we've been saying this all night. If we don't get a pass rusher in this free agency, man, with 7 to 8 really, really viable pass rushers, I'm going to be frustrated. So I definitely think that's something. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's definitely something that we need to address, you know what I'm saying? Salah has some guys in mind, you know what I'm saying? But I still definitely hope they get a pass rusher in. Somebody that can put pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, we need a premier talent on the edge.
And then what you do by doing that, you free up, you know what I'm saying, Quentin Williams, you free up Kowski, you free up, you know what I'm saying, Mosley. You free these guys up to be able to get to the quarterback. Yeah, you can't double team these guys, and if you do, you know what I'm saying. So if we could ever get pressure with 4 man, you know what I'm saying, we could be a dangerous and really, really dangerous team. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely hoping.
So I was going to say another guy who I'm liking, but I'm thinking he's probably going to command too much money is Bud Dupree. I saw that Pittsburgh wasn't going to give him the franchise tag, but he's probably going to ask for a shitload of money as well. But, he's somebody else that can come off the edge. And like you said, a premier pass rushing talent that we definitely can use on the defense this year.
Well, I think with Bud Dupree, though, I think with him coming off, you know what I'm saying, that major injury, man, it's going to be kind of hard for him really to come out and demand that kind of, the kind of money that he really wants. I think if he wouldn't have got injured, I think he could have got whatever he wanted to. But I think with him coming off a major injury like that, it's going to be hard to ask for the kind of money he wants to. So I don't know, somebody that'll be a 1-year approval deal, but I don't think we'll be the kind of team that he would take a approval deal with. You understand what I'm saying?
let me ask you guys a question. This, like, I haven't heard this tonight. I didn't really listen to it at the beginning because I just get off of work. But with the offense that we're bringing in this year, from what I understand, it's going to be pretty run heavy. So what I'm liking is, like I said, we got to do something with our center and guard combination. I like Landry from Green Bay, and he kicked McGovern over to the guard position. But we need some running backs. You know, I'm liking the two kids from out of North Carolina. I'm liking the kid out of Memphis. It's a couple of running backs I think that we can get third round, fourth round that'll definitely make a difference with combined with Ty Johnson and with Michael Perrine. But with this offense, we're going to be running the ball mainly. And like I said, running the ball and play action pass on third down. So I'm liking the running backs and out the free agency. I'm loving the tight end from Tennessee. He's a monster. And like I said, with the San Francisco offense, you know, they had Kittle who commands the middle of the field. If we could bring a tight end and they can command the middle of the field, it doesn't matter who's on the outside. So then you can draft your wide receivers out the draft and just let them run their little routes on the outside as long as you got somebody who's going to command the middle of the field with the tight end. So with Smith and Herndon, the tight ends, with that offense, I think we'll be in a good place.
Nah, I totally agree. Prime time?
Prime time.
Well, I was going to say on the situation with the backfield, I mean, you look at the Niners and the versatility that their running backs have. I think that's all the signs pointing to, you know, kind of going after somebody that can catch passes out of the backfield. So you look at guys like James White, Duke Johnson, you know, both those guys have had multiple, you know, 50-plus catch seasons. So you can go after somebody like that. Even a guy like Jerick McKinnon, who's actually played with the Niners under LaFleur. So I think all those guys could be options in addition to drafting somebody like in the mid to late rounds.
Right. And I like the key out of quarterback. Go ahead,
no, go ahead, bro.
My bad.
No, I also like
the whole. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I would say I like the kid out of UCLA too. The back out of him. Then the kid's the beast. But no, go ahead. What you saying, bro?
No, what I was saying was with the whole quarterback situation. You know, like I said, as much as I want to keep Sam, he hasn't produced enough for us to warrant paying him the money he's going to command, or that he's going to want. So I say like I said, I like Zach Wilson after watching film. I like him. And then with the whole offensive scheme we're going to have, you know, bootleg, play action, he can throw from different slots. He can throw on the move. He can throw off platform, on platform. And if we have a friendly system, offensive scheme, I think that's the pick. You know, don't gamble and wait to 23 or wait till our 34 to 34. You get your quarterback at 2. And then you just give them weapons. Like you said, you solidify the offensive line during free agency. You pick some guys on the defense during free agency. You mess around and we can get a 4-man rush and, you know, get after the quarterback. I think our linebackers are halfway decent. We need somebody in the secondary. We definitely need a star corner. Even though I like Bless Austin, I like Bryce Hall, but we need a cornerback. Like I said, Richard Sherman, maybe he'll come in and might convert to safety, I'm hearing. But we definitely need a number one corner with this particular defense, with the style we're going to play as.
David, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Jets up.
All right, bro. Have a good night, bro.
Have a good night.
Not a lot of argument. I mean, this has been pretty much an argument-free night so far, Tyrone. This is impressive.
Hey,
you definitely just jinxed that.
The night's still young, buddy.
All right, so we're going to go to John in Lakehurst. John, what's up, man?
My guy.
Oh, shit. What up?
Yes, sir. What's up, baby?
Let's start the arguing. No, I'm just kidding. I was kind of thinking about it today, and it's like I feel like we're all hyped up about the Thuney thing, but like you guys are saying, I just think he's going to command a lot of money, like 4 years, $65 million. You know, I just don't know if Joe Douglas is going to pull the trigger on that. I think we're more likely to get the center and move McGovern over, and then pick up a guard in the draft. I just think there's going to be too many people in the mix for Thuney. I want him, but I just don't think I just don't know if we're going to get him. And then I get what Primetime was saying earlier about the drop passes with Galladay. I agree with that. I don't really think he's a number one, and I wouldn't pay him like a number one because we're I would rather go the direction of like a Corey Davis. He's really never hurt. He has a high catch percentage. He's a big body dude, and he's not going to command nearly as much money as a Robinson or Galladay. You guys there?
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, no, I was saying. I mean, you look at Galladay, and again, I mean, the fact that is Godwin even hitting the market? He got tagged, right, Godwin today?
Godwin?
Yeah.
I don't know if he got tagged. Did he? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so between him and Robinson now, I mean, there's a good chance that Galladay is just, going to have a pretty strong market and get overpaid. So I don't think Douglas is going to enter that territory for a receiver. If you have somebody like Samuel or Juju, maybe that comes in at your price, I could see that happening. Maybe even Corey Davis as well. I'm on board with that. But I just feel like Galladay is going to end up getting too much.
I was all about the Samuel thing too, and then he has a high drop percentage, and then he's only averaging like he has a low average of yards per game. So then like Juju Smith-Schuster, he's like never hurt, and I know he's like a jerk or whatever, but maybe he just needs a little change of scenery, and maybe bring in like a Corey Davis, get rid of Crowder, bring in Schuster because he can play the slot. I know he played the slot more than he played on the outside, and he always catches the ball, so he's a good player. He just has, like, his antics or whatever that you really didn't see till this year. It's not like he's consistently been a locker room problem.
You know what's interesting, John? You know what's interesting is I think I may have to change my tune on Juju because I was thinking about his, like, diva antics and all his nonsense. And then I look at my co-host, right, Tyrone, and I'm like, we got all Tyrone's antics and bullshit, and we tolerate him. He still does a good job. So I'm like, it's pretty much similar. Like, it's kind of the same thing. Like, if you can just ignore his bullshit, we just we just have success, right? I mean, Primetime, what do you think?
I mean, we put up with it. We've gotten through, some of the early stages of him, and, he's come a long way, so.
All this Hollywood nonsense. I mean, you got to deal with the diva sometimes. You know what I mean?
You got to have a little bit of that swagger. No, it's not a bad thing all the time.
Every once in a while, you jerk on the team.
You see this bullshit over here, man? Goddamn Tyson picks on everybody. You know what I mean? But I'm the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? That's some shit.
Right.
But I got to be the bad guy. You know what I'm saying?
What do you guys think What do you think about? I don't know if it would happen till the draft, but what do you think about, like, let's say, all right, second overall pick, no quarterback stuff, but kind of, we picked Zach Wilson. Now, we're sitting there, we still have Darnold because it's draft. Yo, I watched that thing that Efred, is his name Efred, that he was telling Primetime to watch. Yeah, Afram. Yeah, you got to watch that. Zach Wilson looks legit. But so we take Zach Wilson. Why don't we flip Sam, right? The third round pick that we got from the Seahawks, and then like our next year's third round pick, and trade with Washington if they'd be willing to do it to go at 19.
I'm down.
I mean, sounds.
Because then at 19 we could take we got Zach Wilson. We could take that guard at 19. And/or Bateman, and then you're kind of fixing your other hole on the offensive line. You got Wilson, and then you could take a receiver with 23, whichever best receiver available, and then maybe
listen, man,
like you got
the more first round options you can get, the better. Listen, man, I'm into it, man. If you can get back in the first round and get more high profile player, like high prominent players like that, that's perfect, dude.
Right, yeah. I was just saying to package something since we do have a lot of picks, and Washington's going to need a quarterback, and I definitely think that they're not going to, like, them and the Bears are kind of screwed with where they're picking in the draft, like, for quarterbacks that are going to be available, because I think, like you said earlier, Garoppolo might be on his way to the Patriots, which means San Fran's definitely picking a quarterback. You got the Panthers. You got us. And then
Bears.
Bears, yeah, if they might have to trade something crazy, like include Mack on the deal or something to move up, because they're going to need a quarterback. So I was like, why not play around with our draft capital in that way, and get back into the first round using Sam and a little bit other capital from this year and next year to get on that 19 pick with Washington or the 20th pick with Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Jets. I'm pretty sure they'll probably explore all options if they go quarterback at 2. I mean, I think they can probably get cute with the whole Darnold and how they handle him. But John, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it.
All right, guys. All right, take care, man.
Hey, all right, bro. Have a good night, bro.
All right, we're gonna go. So now the next caller, we're gonna go to Jose. Jose, what is up, man?
Oh, hey, Tyler. Hey,
What's going on, Jose? What's up, big homie?
What's going on, man? I just called to say what's up to Tyler. And I really thought you were calling me out.
Yeah, Tyrone did call you out.
I ain't call. Listen. Jose, hold on. Jose, hold on, man. Let me clear that up, man. Hey, look, I ain't call you out, big homie. It won't even that kind of party.
Now he doesn't want the smoke.
Nah, I don't want the smoke. Listen, Jose, bro. It won't even like that, man. You my guy, bro. For real, I'm a fan, bro. Don't even do me like that. I saw your little joke. I ain't know you would shoot at me. So I tried to shoot back, man. Jose, they ain't like that, man.
I appreciate that, Tyro. I also just want to say condolences on your loss.
Hey, I appreciate that, bro. Hey, listen. Keep busting your boy Primetime ass wide open, though, bro. Keep giving the Primetime every week, bro. I enjoy that shit. I'm telling you.
Wait, Jose, hold on. We have a soundbite for Tyrone.
You know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
Nah, Jose, don't let Tyson have us beefing out here in the streets, man. We good, bro. Don't even do me like that, man.
Tyson.
Yep.
When trying to defend Sam.
Yep. I got to use that for that. I mean, it's more fun. It's more fun picking on Tyrone.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Jose. I appreciate the love, Jose. Real talk, man. I appreciate the love, man. Keep giving to you. Hey, listen, bro. Hey, listen, every time, you tearing the Primetime ass, bro, I get to laughing, bro. So I appreciate that, bro. I'm a fan, bro. Real talk. Don't let Tyson try to throw me under the bus, man. Yo, Tyson dirty, bro. You dirty, bro. My man Jose should call me out, bro. I'm here
night, man.
Have a good night, bro.
We appreciate it.
Have a good night, bro. All right, bro. Be careful, man. Take care of yourself.
All right. You too.
All right, bro.
All right, we're gonna go to now it's our director of music, our musical director now is calling it Elias.
Hey, man, you a fucking troublemaker.
What's going on, fellas? How you guys doing?
Wait, hold on, Elias. Hold on a second. Hold on, Elias. Hold on. Hold on. Wait, Tyrone, you're saying what?
You a troublemaker. How you trying to get me and Jose? You know Jose my guy, man. You know I got mad love for Jose, bro. That's fucked up, man.
You talk all this shit, and then Jose finally calls in, and then you're all friendly and nice and stuff. It's what is that
Jose my guy. No.
No, he's Jose. Oh, now he's your guy. You're scared of him. That's all it was. You're scared of him.
Nah, it wasn't even that, bro. Nah, Jose, Jose is the only dude I know that come at the prime time every time.
Don't bring prime time into this. Don't bring. You
back
down. You back right down. Jose came on. Tyrone's whole demeanor changed.
Nah, because it won't even beef. Y'all tried to make me and Jose have beef. And that's some bullshit, bro. Y'all wrong, bro. Me and Jose cool, man. I fuck with Jose, bro. It ain't even like that. But see, I see how we doing things now. Okay. All right. It's all good. Hey, what's up,
this has happened before, man. Tyrone wasn't too fond of my music until I came on the show. It's all understandable, man.
Oh no,
That's true.
You know I love
true.
you. Hey, but listen, hey Liam, I'm letting you know they're gonna switch it.
Liam,
for
who the
you.
hell is Liam? Who the hell is Liam?
You just say Liam? Who you say who's in line? I'm the director.
Elias.
It's impossible to
called him
remember, so I don't
Liam.
really blame you too much. But Liam is way off, man. Liam.
Hey, listen, man. You know, Tyson set me up. I get threatened over here. I'm all discombobulated. Primetime late for the show. Tyson don't say shit to him. He just jumps on me. But when Primetime was on the show, he was my best friend. See how people shit is done around here, bro? Listen, man. Hey, make
Wait a
sure
minute. Are you really
time.
taking this approach right now, Tyrone? This is
Yeah. Yeah, 1-800, man. Help Tyrone, man. Tyrone was doing so good earlier, then all of a sudden, shit went left. Good show, no argument. Then Tyson comes.
Get it, Elias. Elias, at least I got your name right. Get
Elias.
it, man.
Yeah, you got it, man.
So who do you want in free agency?
All right, so there's a new guy I want. I haven't talked about him. Obviously, Thune, it's obvious. Dude, Carl Lawson, I was just watching some stuff on him. Man, this dude's good, man. I mean, a lot of times when you, see all these, edge rushers break out, they get a million sacks, it's important to watch it to make sure it's not just like they're running by everyone or like they're running unblocked or whatnot. This dude's actually, legit. What do you have, 25 quarterback hits or something nuts? Or, I think he had, I think he had double-digit sacks. But, yeah, Carl Lawson there, and he didn't get tagged today, so if we can get him. And also another guy I really want is John Smith. So I think my priority list should be Thune is my biggest, especially he's going to get paid so much now with Sheriff off the market. And then I'd probably go Lawson. I'd honestly rather go Lawson than Samuel because then you could draft your receiver at 22 or 23, and then you can keep Crowder. I'd also want to sign Samuel, but I'd rather get Lawson than Samuel because, man, we need a legit pass rusher, and this dude's legit, man.
Okay. Anybody?
Crickets.
Primetime, your thoughts? Anybody?
Skipper Primetime. Manager.
I'd be fine with Lawson. I mean, I think he's going to command a lot of money, though. I mean, young pass rusher. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to go to that price. I think they're probably going to go for the pass rusher in the second wave, just considering, the number of guys that are out there. Maybe somebody like Judon or Ngakoue. Somebody like that. But
well, I feel like Ngakoue is rated higher than Lawson. I feel like there's a lot of, with Barrett now hitting the market, now he's going to be the big guy. So I think, Lawson's going to be cheaper now because you have guys, setting the market.
What are your thoughts on Hassan Reddick?
Well, I like him, but isn't he more of an outside linebacker? He's not really a hand in the dirt guy.
That's what it seems like the big question on him is, whether or not he has the size to, play in a 4-3.
Yeah, but he's interesting, man, because he really broke out last year, and especially without Chandler Jones, he really stood up. What's the word? He stepped up really. He stepped up well. So yeah, it's not really interesting. But a lot of these guys Judon, you could question whether they can play in the system. So yeah, Lawson's just he's pretty interesting to look at.
Hey, Primetime, what kind of contract do you think Lawson will command? I mean, what are you thinking?
Probably 4 or 5 years and anywhere from 12 to 14 per.
Wow. Yeah, 4 years, 13 a year. That's not bad. He's pretty young still, I'm pretty sure. So.
Yeah, I think he's 26, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't know it was going to be something like that. Okay.
I mean, that's what I think that top tier, as far as pass rushers, is going to get. Whether or not, the market puts him in that range, I don't know. I mean, there's a number of guys out there. You also got, Trey Hendrickson and a few others. Shaq Barrett's going to be out there.
Yeah.
It definitely, I mean, it's going to be who's the top pass? I mean, you got to understand something, man. We're not in the 3-4, so we need somebody that can really, solidify that edge. So, our limitations are going to be limited on certain players that we can really go for to really be a straight pass rusher for us.
I also think, with, Quinn Williams, you can get, a Romeo or not top-tier edge rusher and make him look a lot better because, Quinn Williams, Foley, JSN, those guys are going to be taking up some blocks, man. Especially Quinn, and he's going to get double teamed because
he can unlock an outside guy, and an outside guy can unlock him even more. And he could be a really good, like, he already is a great player, but he could be, like, potentially an elite player. So I think that, like, that's an important reason to get a pass rusher. Like, it's not, any position on the line of scrimmage, you're really helping the other guys at the line there. So, yeah, I think, guard is still my priority, but Carl Lawson's a really interesting guy to look to.
Well, that's my whole point about getting a good pass rusher this year, because you got Leo, you got Vakowski in the middle, you know what I'm saying, Foley in the middle. So you got these two guys that will can command double teams. So the guys, if you got somebody prominent on the outside, you won't be able to do that as much. And those guys will flourish. They'll eat, man. So
yeah,
that's something.
Big time.
Yeah.
Also, I have a
definitely.
question for you guys. Is it because Leonard Williams got franchised, does that mean we get a fourth-round pick now? I mean, do we go from the fifth to the fourth, or is it just you have to sign a long-term contract? Because it was a conditional pick that if you re-sign with the Giants, then it would go to fifth round to fourth round. But he got franchised last year, and I don't think it changed that. So I think he has to sign like an actually long-term deal.
Yeah, I don't think it changes anything.
I hope he signs long-term, because that means we get to go from fifth to fourth round. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I'm not an expert, with the comp picks and whatnot, but yeah.
I could be wrong, but I thought it was locked into the fifth round already, but could be wrong on
that. I thought it was too.
Maybe. I'll look more into that for sure, yeah.
Well, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, man. Have a
good night, bro. You too, bro.
All right, so we got a couple minutes here to talk, which is nice. So, Tyrone, your wish list as of now, with less than a week away to the tampering period, what's your final wish list?
I'm gonna say Lawson, Thuney, Samuel. That's my top three, man. I'm hoping Joe D can get those three guys in the building. And also Sherman as well. I want Sherman in. I know that he's an older cornerback, but I think that his leadership is intangibles are something that we've been lacking for a while, and having that winner mentality in the building is something that we definitely need with a young defense and a young team. So I think that we're ranking like 25, 26-year-old players in the league. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Prime time.
My wish list is pretty simple, like we've been saying for months. I mean, interior O-line, I'd be perfectly fine going after Tooney and Lindsley, even if that's, close to half of your salary cap. I mean, probably not that much, but maybe like a third of it. You put it towards that. You have your O-line set. You don't have to worry about anything with that. Even if you draft somebody in the mid to late rounds, they could sit for a year. You got mentors in front of them. So that's priority number one. Second thing is probably signing a receiver. Again, I don't know if they're going to go after those top-tier guys. I know some of them got tagged today. Even a guy like Golladay, I don't think they're going to be in play for. Depending on what guys like Corey Davis or Will Fuller get, I could see that being an option. Somebody in the slot like Samuel or Juju, just to get younger there and have a building block for the next 3 to 4 years. I think that makes plenty of sense. So I do think they will sign at least a wide receiver, at least one. And then on the defensive side, I'm sharing a brain with you as far as Richard Sherman goes, just for the leadership perspective and all that, and what he'll bring. Inside with defense, I think that's important. And I still think they're going to sign 1 or 2 guys in that front seven. I don't know what's going to happen with Marcus May. I don't see them reaching a long-term deal, but I do see them putting some money into that front seven, whether it's a pass rusher or coverage linebacker, like I said, like Jayon Brown or somebody like that. But I do think you're going to see them spend some money on defense. As much as I might not want that to happen, I think Douglas is going to give Salah some toys to play with there.
I'm going to go Jonnu Smith, Lindsley, the fullback from the 49ers, Carl Lawson, Samuel, and there was somebody else. Oh, and Sherman. I agree with Sherman too. I think that's the leader and captain you need for the locker room. You could probably help recruit too if you sign him early on. You could probably help recruit too. So I just don't think Thuney's happening, man. I don't think any of the big names that we've all talked about. I don't think any of them are going to happen. I think it's just going to be the market's going to be too high, and the Jets will be like, you know what? We're not a player away. We're not going to make the splash. We'll go with a plan B guy that's still good, but just not the great, with that great, huge, enormous contract. So it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be I'm so fascinated to see who the first phone call is going to be. Like the Jets, the first report the Jets are tied to. I'm just dying to know who it's going to be. It could be. It very well be.
Because it's so important to what's going to happen right now. Like this whole off season it's going to be a really big offseason. I mean, I think that we really got a chance to turn this around. And I really think that, the second wave of free agency is going to be important for us as well, is building the back end of this team, which basically is the backbone of this team, getting quality guys in, getting depth in, in the right places, and getting the right kind of mindset in, man. I don't want to overpay somebody that's not going to be able to produce or hold on.
Yeah. And let's remember with Sherman also, I mean, he's one of the more respected dudes around the league. So if that's your first phone call and you're able to get him in here, now that's a recruiting tool for you to help, other free agents come in here as well. So I think that's even more important.
Yep, no, I agree. So Tyrone, now that you've got owned by Jose, you have any parting shots?
I just want to say, man, everybody be careful. Thank you guys as always, man. Be excited for free agency coming up, and let's get it, man. It's going to be a great off season. It's going to be a lot of things going on this week. There's going to be a lot of good players getting cut, man. I'm just excited, bro. I'm really, I try to hide it, but I'm really excited about what our next move is going to be and watching this team get ready to get back to form and being back in some games.
Prime time?
Just like Tyrone, can't wait for free agency to finally get started. Appreciate you guys holding it down for me. Next few weeks are going to be a little bit rough. I'll be showing up late, but I know you guys can hold it down, so appreciate that. And just looking forward to the next few days and all the rumors coming out.
Yeah, so free agency, the tampering period starts next Monday, so we'll be live on YouTube. We have the show on Tuesday. If any big signings happen, there's a good chance we'll probably either go live or do an impromptu show. I'm not sure if we can afford Tyrone more than once a week, but we'll do our best to see if we can afford him and get him on for a second show, but please stay tuned. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can't afford that. But at Talk Jets Radio, Instagram and Twitter. Let's Talk Jets Radio on YouTube, and we will talk to everybody next week. Maybe not Tyrone. We can't afford him.
Whatever, dog. Hey, good night. Hey, proud time. Good luck with the team, man. Do your thing, man.
Appreciate it, man.
All right.
Later, guys.
Later.